Hello, everyone. How is everyone doing? I am so glad to see everybody here. I am going to try. There we go. Hang on. There. I see so many people in here. I am just so happy. 24 people in the house already. Oh, Lord. I know y'all didn't come see me, right? Mm-hmm. I know y'all. You're thinking, what's this crazy girl done already? Oh my gosh. Oh gosh. I would go through and welcome every one of you one by one, but I have got so much on the docket for tonight. And I want to try and save maybe a little bit of room for you guys and all that stuff. But I am just so excited. And I know I've got some awesome mods in here. So we're going to do a little house cleaning announcements. You know how we do our channel. For those of you that are new in here, I'm just a down home country girl. I like to welcome everybody into my channel as if I was welcoming you into my kitchen, into my table to sit down and have a chat. So feel free to ask questions with each other. If you don't know each other, get to know each other and pretend like we're a big family dinner. And all right, Travis, I see that. Travis is the first one to fart in the house. Oh my gosh. But anyway, but now mods, you know the topics. With these people, I did kind of let the cat out of the bag and drop another emoji or a little thumbnail. So I guess you all got to see that too, hopefully. And Lance, I'm telling you, you're something else. And so what I'm wanting to do is stick to the subject at hand. Moderators, you know how it goes. When you see, going to be an elephant in the room. We don't bash each other. We don't talk bad about each other. We are here to support, uplift, and encourage. And I am really excited to bring this couple on. I have been big fans for, I would say years, but I ain't been on YouTube that long. But since I first I got interested in the channel, into a channel, and I seen this big-hearted guy that wears his heart on his sleeve. You all know him. And I just, how can I put it? I became like big sister mode. I was so proud seeing the accomplishments, and so felt so sad when I'd see the disappointments. And he has got an awesome partner with their new channel. And I am going to, if they give me a thumbs up, I'm going to bring them up. And all right, I think they're ready there. Ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, it's the one, the only Exploration Togetherness.
Thanks for having us. It's awesome to be here.
Oh, it's so awesome. Now, Renae has been told she's not allowed to talk much tonight.
Oh,
and we're going to get Sam used to being in front of the camera, right? Yeah. No, Renae got up not feeling well, and she has lost her voice.
You should give an example. You should just say hello. That's it.
Hey, everybody. Not very much.
So
she is going to be in the chat. She is going to be typing quite a bit, and she is going to try to speak the best that she can. But unfortunately, I actually got her sick. I was sick about a week ago. I had my throat issues. So yeah, now I passed it on to her. So it's sharing is caring, right?
Yeah. And Renae, you do know the universal conversation sign with women, right? It's the shut up, honey, or don't to say that again.
She knows that. Yeah, she doesn't need to coach.
Oh, guys, you all, this has been such a dream of mine. And like I had told Sam earlier on the phone, I found the channel that he was on before at my darkest time in my life. And I just saw something in him that inspired me. He wore his heart on his sleeve, his emotions, his expressions. He was a real person, on screen. He was a real person. And I just gravitate to that type of person. And so, I was like, you know what? I need this positivity in my life. And then I met this little lady in his chats, and I'm like, I was trying to say hello and all this stuff. And of course, she's like, I don't know this girl. I ain't gonna talk to her, And finally, we did start conversing in the chats. But I saw the support, Renae, that you give Sam. And that just touches my we're in the country I'm in, down here in the country, coal mining is a big business down here. And I see women sending their husbands into these coal mines, and they're thinking, oh, it's just another 8, 10, 12-hour shift, and they don't realize how close to danger they really are. And I watched one where you was watching him dive, and you're like, I ain't seen him in a while. And I knew then, and I know this sounds weird because we've never met in person, that the big sister in me could relax a little bit because he had you right there. You've got his back, And so I think that is amazing. And everybody needs somebody in their life that does that for them. And like I said, I just think the two of you as a couple are, I don't want to use the word groundbreaking, but you are inspiring to a lot of people. And okay, I know I'm fangirling enough here.
Yeah, we're actually so we're in the boat right now, and I turned the heater on, and she's just stepping away for a second to turn it off because it's super, super hot. So she's not running away from the conversation. She's coming. Thanks, babe. I appreciate that. But she can hear you. So God. Here she comes.
Yeah. That's great. That's great. Now, I have come up with some questions. And like I said, they may sound plain and simple, but hey, first time at my dinner table. Let's get to know each other. So how did the two of you all meet?
Just through friends, just through mutual friends. I just actually we met up the first time we met up at a restaurant local. She actually had a friend with her to just kind of, fill me out. She had a bodyguard, and actually, to be honest with you, she was super standoffish. She wasn't like, over the top. And, and I came in with all of it. I had the big smile. I said, hey, how's it going? I'm Sam. I had the smile, I was smelling good. I was looking good. And she just really wasn't that impressed, to be honest with you. And she liked me enough, she liked me enough. I told her the stories. I said, oh yeah, I do YouTube, and, I'm a rescue captain, and I've done all these things, because I was really just trying to sell myself, but it wasn't working. And she really didn't seem to care. And I thought that was really cool. Like she really wasn't drawn towards, my accomplishments or my public persona. She was really just actually interested in getting to know, who am I? Tell me about your family. Tell me about your mom. Tell me about your dad. What about your kids? She was more interested in, real things. And so for me, that was, really refreshing. And it was just like, oh wow, she actually, was into, who I was truly as a person, and not who I am in the public eye. And so, yeah, so the first time she was, she was a little standoffish. The second time she was a little standoffish. I'm not as much, it started, I mean, there was enough that, each time, I think it maybe probably went on like 5 or 6 dates before we even kissed. It was just, and I started wondering, I said, man, does this girl even like me? Is she even into me? So it was kind of messed with my head a little bit. And so, but it was in a good way. Like I said, like she wanted to know who I was and what I was about. She's not impressed with this YouTube stuff. She's not impressed with any of my accomplishments. I think she's more impressed that, I call my mom every now and then and I maybe take the trash out. That's what she's that's what she's impressed with. So I really appreciated that, and so I know, that's, yeah, I mean, she she appreciates me. She loves me, for the me that, that you guys don't see. If I'm sad, if I'm, having a depressed moment, she's, she's there, she sees me at my worst. And, the fact of the matter is, YouTube, for the most part, YouTube and Facebook, this is a highlight reel. But she's there for me when the highlights are gone, when the moments are gone. And so, and that's, I think, that's, yeah. So anyway, long story short, that's how we met. And that's what really drew me to her, was she was actually interested in me, like truly interested. So anyway, here we are. It's almost been, I don't know, like about a year and a half later. Things are going well. If you made her iced coffee, she'd be impressed. I was just reading the comments, so.
Yeah. Yeah, if you brought her coffee, hey, that iced coffee, that'll get you every time now.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
So yeah, we have so that's pretty nice. She can't talk as much, and it's probably a good thing that she can't. So anyway, but that's my side of the story.
Yeah, see, don't worry, Renae. One day we'll have a girls only chat, and you can tell us how he's really lazy. He comes in, kicks shoes everywhere, and
Oh, wait, cleaning up after.
Exactly. And so you all said you've been together a year and a half now.
Yeah, about a year and a half ish. Yeah, about that. It's been nice. We, both, have a very strong Christian background. We really connect, through a lot of our really deep core beliefs, which it's really nice. It's just, she gets it. We do have a few things, like very tiny things that we differ on, as we do, as all couples do. But when it comes to like the core beliefs and, the make it and break it type of stuff, we both line up, together on the things. And, we're both works in progress, learning how to love better and learning how, biggest thing right now is, learning each other's languages. When I say something, it might carry a different meaning than when she would say the exact same thing. So right now, we're still, I don't know if we're still kind of like in the honeymoon mixed with, getting to know how to communicate, and those type of things. But like I said, the core beliefs, the core values, the family, all that really matters. The big things are here. So.
Yeah, it's like, okay, the picture is what it is. Now it's time to get down to the nuts and bolts of the situation.
Yeah, nuts and bolts. Yeah, and how do we do life? And we are talking about what would be like things to look like moving forward. But maybe we should talk to our families first about that before we talk about it to you guys.
Oh yeah, because that's the number one question.
I know.
On everybody's mind.
Oh, I see it all the time. I avoid it all the time too. I just because a lot of times people ask questions and I'll just like, well, I'm not going to answer that right now. So keep that moving.
Yeah. You notice that was one I did not highlight, and that is the one that's not on my my list, because even though we see each other sometimes daily on this channel, we still have to remember that no matter how close I feel toward you, you have your own private life.
Yes.
You have a public life that we see, and there's that private life that we need to respect, and honor that as well, because if your private life isn't going good, then I don't think your public life is going to go that good either.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
you
And
know,
truthfully, your private life is first. That's priority, and then the public life, it's whatever. For a place to share, then great. But the main thing is taking care of here at home and our kids first.
right, right. Well, see, that's what people on my channel understand. I have a social anxiety disorder, and it can be crippling at times. And so getting out in public for me is very hard. And today, matter of fact, today when I got Renee's first text, I was sitting in the doctor's office with my son. And that was the second time I've had to go out this week. So I'm already like, on pins and needles. But it gave me something to focus on. I could focus on my channel. Is there a plan B, and all this stuff. So when I say that YouTube saved my life, it gave me a purpose and a direction, and it allows me to overcome things, and so that's what I like about seeing. I'm sorry, repeat that.
Well, I said I can totally relate, to you on that. For me personally, I sometimes I struggle with, social anxiety. I'm kind of an outgoing recluse, I guess. I'm like sometimes I'm real happy and bubbly. I like to be out there, but most times I like to kind of go back to my cave. And for me too, being on YouTube has really brought me out of my shell and out of my comfort zone. To where I'm way more comfortable speaking. I had huge anxiety for public speaking. Right now, there's over 50 people watching. This would have crippled me, 3 years ago. So I can totally connect with that, the anxiety there. But this has been, for me personally, this has been a great thing. So I can totally relate to you on that, Angie.
Yeah, and that kind of leads into the next segment, okay? I remember when, you all were thinking of a name for your new channel. You announced you're going to start a new channel. And I'm thinking, when you threw that Exploration Togetherness out there, I thought, what's it really mean? Because I'm one of these, it took me almost the whole 9 months to settle on a name for my son, because that's something you carry with you.
Yeah.
And so I'm sitting and I'm thinking, Exploration Togetherness. And what things, but it's exploring everything, not just a location, but you all as a couple get to explore different sights, sounds, and places, and feelings and attitudes, and you get to do that together, and that's what, when I did my channel, I wanted family adventures in there because I wanted my family involved. And Rick is just since meeting Kevin and Travis and all of them, I don't know if it was a good thing or not, but they've brought him out of his shell, and he'll actually come home now with some footage on his phone, and he'll say, "Can you do anything with this? I think that was just so pretty." And I'll ask him, usually on weekends, he's like, "I've worked all week. I want to sit around the house." And now he'll say, "Do you have anything planned for this weekend? Is there anything you want to go, explore, anything you want to do?" So the Exploration Togetherness I think is an awesome ideal. And I encourage any couple to do that. And I got that from you all, and I thank you for that, because
absolutely,
like I said,
absolutely.
You are there to encourage and uplift each other. So I just think that is so awesome. I was going to ask Renae what first attracted you to Sam, but maybe that's
Attraction.
it seems like
I think she felt sorry for me. She was attracted. She was like, "Man, I need to get this guy off the streets." It's a real quick. If you guys see Renae looking down, she's actually watching the chat and typing. Since She is trying to engage, so she's not ignoring. She's just typing. So if you guys do see her, anyway. But yeah, I'm interested to actually hear the answer to this question. What attracted you to Sam?
Well, I mean, if everybody knows he's like such a cool going guy. He's very easygoing. He's very easy to get along with. And I noticed that like right off the bat, like, you know, just us hanging out together and like he said, us having a lot in common. That was like, wow, you know, we got along really well. So like he said, the whole YouTube and all that stuff wasn't like oh, this guy's on YouTube. Like that definitely didn't attract me. But I think us being together and spending more and more time together, it took me a little time to get to know him. Like I'm the type of person, it takes me a little while to, what would you say, get to know and warm up to somebody. So that might have been him thinking, oh, this girl doesn't like me. But it just takes me a while to warm up. And once I finally did, I was like, all right, yeah, we got a lot in common. This guy is he does wear his heart on his sleeve. He's different than a lot of people, you know, that I've known. And so, yeah, it was just, how can you not like him? Love him.
Thank you. She does put up with a lot, though. I am a bit of a sensitive.
Yeah, he's very sensitive. It took me a little bit to be like, but yeah, you know,
wear my heart on my sleeve. That's true.
Yeah.
So okay, now, Sam, you're not going to get off get off easy on this one either. What first attracted you to Renae?
Initially, she is gorgeous. Let's just start there. First off, the initial, I'm not going to pretend like, that's not a factor, but, noticing, oh, she's gorgeous, but that only gets, the job interview. That doesn't get you the job. But then getting, to know her, the fact that she was, interested in knowing who I was, like actually knowing the real me. That was like, wow, this is really, this is a real person. This is somebody who cares. This isn't some, floozy out there, just running the streets. This is actually, just a, she's a great person, and it. So anyway, so that that was it. That we really started to connect on conversation, and it was just like I said, it was really nice because a lot of people, they did like, or they were, I don't know, that they were more into like my accomplishments and what I've done. But, she was more into, well, tell me about your family, tell me about, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? And so the fact that, she really wanted to know who I was really just, I mean, it just felt good. I really don't know how to describe it, but it just felt like she sees me. A lot of people, I feel like they don't actually see me. But if that makes sense, but she actually saw me. And so it was just a beautiful thing. Yeah, Sam said floozy. She's definitely not a floozy.
Well, face it, okay? You out women, it's like, I want a real man. But then they go in and they take their wigs off, they take their fake eyelashes off, they take their fake fingernails off, they take all their makeup off, and you look at them like, who are you? That's why I said I like the real person,
Yeah, so she liked the real me, like she wasn't like, oh man, looking at me like I was tall and had a great smile. She was like, all right, well, she wanted to know my heart. And that's when I knew that, she was a keeper.
Yep. Okay, and if I keep looking away, I'm sorry, but I've got my list of notes.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we're looking away too. We're watching the chat down here. We have the laptop going, so we're in this together.
And so now you live on the boat, Sam, and you've done that for quite a while, or?
Yeah, I'd say out of the last 6 years, I think I've spent maybe 3.5 out of the last 6 years living on boats. I really enjoy it. Just kind of being a father and my adventurous lifestyle and my passion for the water, and my jobs I chose with having a dive business, as well as being a rescue captain. It just made sense to, have a boat and be able to move it where I needed to and just use it as a floating condo. And that mixed with the fact that, it's super, super economical, and being, having kids, wanting to provide for them and child support and all the things, it just really just made sense, with all the things. So yes, so I live on, so I'm here on the boat. The boat's awesome. Sometimes, sometimes it sucks. Sometimes it's raining. In fact, I'd say maybe about five nights out of the year, it gets really windy and really rocky. In fact, we had a night like that, I think last Thursday. Renae stayed over, and the boat was just blowing from the wind. I mean, this thing was rocking, and we didn't have nothing to do with that. It was just blowing.
Yeah, that's one of my questions in the back of my mind was, does the weather ever get that bad there, about living on the boats and stuff? But I'm right there with you because I'm a water junkie. I could live on the water, and my husband can't swim a lick, and he looks at me like I'm totally crazy,
Yeah, and living on the boat, it kind of ties in with some bigger future plans. In fact, me and Renae, we've talked about it. After our kids, come of age, we'd like to get a sailboat, something bigger. I mean bigger, maybe 42 feet or so. And just maybe just cut line and head down south, see a Cortez, spend some time there, head over, to French Polynesia, and just work our way slowly around the world. In fact, that's one of the things that that we're trying to learn now is how to present videos and put them together. That way, when it is time, to go around the world, we can, showcase, some of the beauty, whether it's going to be on this channel or my channel, or we create another channel. But I've been gearing, my life towards that adventure, everything, from learning diving to becoming a captain to living on a boat now. So here in about 5 or 6 years, I plan on finding, the boat, and then spending, a couple years getting to know it. And then Renae has a son, Xander. I have a daughter, Sasha, and a son, Arthur. They're, her son's the youngest out of everyone, so we got to make sure to, see them develop. Then after that, we plan on, cutting line and just working our way around, whether we do it in quarters or a full trip or whatever. It's kind of a big goal.
Yeah.
Yes, a little bit of RV, a little bit of RV, some van life in there, some RVing in there, just just exploring and just I don't know, just being kids and holding hands and going on adventures and just seeing what the world has to offer. Just tasting the food and meeting the people and having the breakdown, just the whole learning and growing experience.
Lillian did have a good question there, and I've thought that myself sometimes. Living on the boat, do you ever get seasick?
No, I never get seasick. I'm kind of, I guess, I've been doing it so a while. I'm kind of immune to it. She actually laughed and said I've never here because a lot of times I do spend with her. Her house is up on the hill. So truthfully, yes, I do spend a lot of time there. But as far as being on the boat, we live in a harbor, and the way the harbor is cut, it's pretty well protected from the wind and the waves. It's a no wake zone, and there's not a whole lot of boats, going by. So no, I don't get seasick, and it doesn't rock all that much. We're in a protected harbor with hill. So it blocks the wind.
I always wondered, can you get land sick? Because I'm fine on a boat, but then when I get off that boat, I'm like, man, give me my boat back,
Yeah,
I did good on the boat.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, yeah. Land sickness is definitely a real thing. It's just like, when you were a kid and you went roller skating, as soon as you took your roller skates off, you still felt like you were moving. And so if you go out, in the water, if you go out in the water, and you're out there and you're in waves and you're under wave, all day, when you come into port and when you walk in, to get a little bite to eat, sometimes you do feel a little wobbly. That is a real thing. It's happened to me probably at least like.
You do like that little Michelin Man walk, when you first get out. At least I do, but I love it. I could stay on the water constantly. So that's another thing that I just, I'm amazed with you about. And now, Renae, do you think you could live on a boat full time?
Yes, yeah. It's been fun. Like when we are here, we kind of call the boat like now
Hideaway.
our little hideaway, our little vacation getaway place. Um, yeah, it's nice. I love it. Yeah,
Awesome,
totally.
awesome. Okay, now this one's for Sam. Okay, what what feeling do you get from diving? I mean, is there like an emotion or a feeling that comes over you when you're underwater, enjoying some of the beautiful sea life I've seen you film from up there?
Absolutely. So there's lots of emotions, that come with diving, because there's so many types of diving that you can do. The initial, just being in the water and just breathing, I'm underwater and I'm breathing. I remember when I first did that, it just blew my mind. Because we're trained as kids. You hold your breath and you go underwater. But to actually be there and you're breathing and you're looking around, for me, it's the closest thing that I'm ever going to get to do towards flying. You're just hovering. You're weightless. The feeling of weightlessness and breathing underwater. It's an undescribable feeling. And then from there, it's like, okay, well, what are you doing? Are you looking at animals? Are you treasure hunting? Are you cleaning the environment? Are you helping the family? There's so many different, emotions connecting to the different aspects of diving, and every one of them is beautiful in their own way. I just,
Yeah.
yeah, it blows my mind. Even still, and even with all the dives that I've done, I've been diving about 12 years. I still have new experiences. I still see new creatures. I still see new animal behaviors. I still find treasure, and I still get excited. And I'm still able to also use that, to help families. So there's just so many different, emotions. It's kind of hard to, stick with one. But if I had to just stick with one, I'd have to say freedom. For me, it feels like freedom. Being weightless and looking above you, and you can see the water above you and the raindrops coming, and it's magical.
Yeah,
It's great.
I've experienced that. It's like looking at the world from a different
Different, yeah.
angle or from a different, yeah. Have
You
you
know, and a lot
ever
of the
swam with dolphins?
I've swam with dolphins in Hawaii. Just did one of those little snorkeling things, and I was in Honolulu, off of Electric Beach there in Hawaii. It's kind of I think it's on the east side of Oahu, and yeah, dolphins just came right underneath me. But we do have different species of dolphins here in the Puget Sound that we've actually seen when we've been out on the boat. I took her out on the rescue boat. I very much took advantage of my work privileges, and we had lots of times that we went out, and so we saw dolphins. Yeah, so it's absolutely I mean it's great, and a lot of the sea life, they're not as afraid as land animals are. They're more approachable. And a lot of them are, quite frankly, inquisitive, about you, and it's just really cool to see how they interact. And I've learned so much just by watching them, and learning about animals and how animals interact with each other, and what type of parents animals are. I've seen, just diving in a freshwater lake underneath a dock, and I see these huge bass, and these bass are swimming around, protecting their brood of youngsters. They have all these smaller bass. They come and they chase you, and I've had fish chase me, small fish. I'm this huge. I mean, 6 foot, whatever, 200 some pound man, and these tiny fish, come at you, to try to just either distract you or to get you away from their young. And just seeing, what great parents, the animals are. I have a strong belief that, animals aren't just mechanical, that they have feelings and they have thoughts. And I've witnessed that, through my, observation of nature. And it's no different than on land with land animals as it is with animals in the sea. I mean, they're just so smart, so beautiful, and the communities that they have, and the rules that they follow, they may be different than our rules, but they're just absolutely beautiful, and I love it. So yeah, I don't know what question you asked me. I kind of got on a tangent there, but I
About the
love it.
dolphins and stuff. See, that's
Dolphins
me.
and
I love creatures, all of them.
yeah,
But when I was 18, my first job was at Marineland in Florida. And at that point in time, it was still like an adventure park, like. But I ended up, before I quit, I was training to be a dolphin trainer. So I actually learned to swim with the dolphins' help. I couldn't even swim until then.
Oh.
And so, yeah, you're talking about, getting in to this big tank with these dolphins. And it's like, you sure they're not going to hurt me? I'm going to drown. But they're
Angie.
like, just let go. And of course, you got the vest on.
Yeah.
And go ahead.
So you said that that's probably one of the coolest things I've ever heard. So dolphins taught you how to swim, or you learned to swim with dolphins?
Yeah.
That is so cool. Now, when I was a kid, I think I just got tossed in the water and said, all right, stay alive. But that is so cool that your first swimming is with dolphins. Who can imagine that? Like, yeah, I learned how to swim with dolphins. That's pretty awesome, Angie. Yeah. I think that's great. That's a good one.
Yeah, I climbed down the ladder, and of course you got the life vest on, and they're like, let go. And I'm like, whoa. But, I just sat there and I was just hovered, just hung there. And they came up underneath my arms. And next thing you know, we're swimming all over the tank. And so then it got to where I would just hold on to one and learn how to work, my arms and legs. And and then I would start swimming on my own, of course, having the life jacket on. And they would hover underneath me to keep me balanced. And it is amazing that how these creatures really, really think and how they really are. So
that's amazing. That's one of the coolest things I've ever heard. Kyler, do you hear that? That's pretty wild. My son Kyler's in the chat, so I know that we're gonna be probably talk about that later tonight. That's really is one of the coolest things.
Let's go, Dad. Let's go.
Yeah, dolphins taught me how to swim. Dang, Angie, that's pretty epic.
Yeah, not just a little old country girl from the hills, But so I'm trying to jump through some of these because we got through some of these. And speaking of Kyler, when he first started diving, Sam, how long has he been diving?
I think about 4 or 5 years ish. I think.
Okay. When he first started diving as a parent, okay. Now I know you've got all of these skills and all this, behind you, but were you a little comprehensive?
Apprehensive? No, I wasn't apprehensive in him. Not at all. Because I felt, I don't know, when I first started diving and I first started doing cleanup dives, he would sit on the dock and I'd dive and I'd go get something and bring it up to him. I'd bring the trash and the treasure, and his job was to look through the treasure and make sure there wasn't any crawdads or fish in there. And I knew that one day that he would probably want to do that. And truthfully, I was really hoping that he would, because it's so beautiful that that's something that I would love to share, with my loved ones. And so she wants to do it, so all of my loved ones, anyone that's capable, willing, or wants to do it, that's something I would love to experience with them. Kyler's very it's weird. He's like so, it's weird because I think of where I was at his age. And he is so far ahead of where I was at his age as far as his maturity, and his cognitive ability. I was like out to space. I was straight out in outer space somewhere. I was just a doofus. But he is so far, he's so much further along than I was at his age. That's really amazing to watch, and it just blows my mind. So wherever he got that stuff, it wasn't for me. But as far as being apprehensive, no, I thought it was really a great thing, and I was really looking forward to sharing those moments with him, knowing that most of those moments would be with him. I have a lot of I've had a lot of good dive partners, throughout the years, but to have a family member, someone close, my son, as a dive partner that I can go do stuff with, go find the treasure, go look at the fish. It was just a beautiful idea. I mean, however, every now and then, when I hear that he's diving by himself, Kyler, I know he's watching this, so I'm talking to you, Kyler. That really gets to me. So Kyler, we really need to get you a second setup, a pony bottle or something, and we really got to talk about that later. Anyway, yeah, I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, I'm with Dad on that one, Kyler. I mean, take it from Auntie Angie over here. Listen to your dad.
Yeah, we got to be. It is kind of weird though, because I've done some wild stuff, but then once your kids start doing it, you're like, geez, I don't know about that. As far as, I very much do believe in the buddy system, and that you should, with all possibilities, you should dive the buddy system, or at least dive with a second, a full complete second set, which they can have, so you have 2 sets of diving equipment with you. I believe in redundancy, and I do believe in safety. And being as safe as possible, to minimize risk. You can't minimize all the risks, or you can't get rid of all the risks, but you can minimize them. So his initial getting in and diving, no, I thought it was wonderful. Every now and then, yeah, it kind of gets to me.
Right.
Okay, I think that's the experience of every parent.
Yeah, every parent, no matter what their kid, growing up, he's 26, but in high school, all my son ever wanted to do was either be in the military or be in law enforcement. And he's like, Mom, you don't support me. And I'm like, dude, really? That is like the 2, most dangerous,
Yeah.
But as a parent, you got to support them.
Yep.
What is one of the most one of your all's favorite places that you all have explored together?
Yeah. You try.
I think my favorite one is Leavenworth. I loved our Leavenworth Spring. Did you like talk a little bit? I actually want to go back and do the Christmas at Leavenworth. I don't know if you've seen pictures or photos, but I would love to go back. It's so magical, and Christmas is like my favorite time of the year. So I would love to do that. What was your favorite?
So I don't know, like they've all been like really great in different ways. We're actually currently editing a video right now that's going to come out, where I'll just say the upcoming video is one of my favorite places, doing one of the favorite things. I don't know if I should release or tell you guys what we were doing. You have to come watch it. But I don't know, like everywhere has been like it kind of held its own magic. Just I think that's the beauty of it is, the different experiences, and there's so many flavors and so many tastes that you can go experience, through the things. Like she had touched on, the Leavenworth. Leavenworth was really cool. I liked going to the ape caves. We do go on a lot of adventures that you got, because I'd say most of our adventures we don't film, because we need to go have our us time. Because when you are filming, it does take away from the experience. So I'd say realistically, we probably only film like maybe 15% of our adventures. Because we need to make sure that our togetherness is our togetherness. And yeah, I can't really think of anything that really stands out other than this next upcoming video.
Yeah. So we have a video coming out. Awesome. Sam's favorite.
Yeah. Guess you have to watch it.
Yes, that is awesome. I can't wait for that video. I mean, I do. I set, and every night I think, well, maybe my notifications ain't working, and I'll go over and I'll check just to make sure that, because Leavenworth got me in trouble. Okay, I will have to admit, especially now that my son has seen it. He's like, Mom, we gotta go, and I'm like, okay, yeah, sure, just as yeah. But Ada loves that stuff.
Actually, something did come to mind as you just mentioned that. So I'd say right now, one of my favorite things that we did do, if I had to pick one that's out, I'd have to say La Conner. We went to La Conner. We stayed at the Wild Iris, and we just explored. We looked around. It was just a really good experience. But recently, we were doing a live stream, and somebody reached out to us or message and saying that they got married and they stayed at the Wild Iris Inn, and they honeymooned, and they spent time in La Conner. because of our video. That to me just was like blew me away, because here we are, we're making having our experiences, and we're sharing, with the world and whomever wants to be a part of it and see and come along. But then to get feedback, even from you, and just get feedback, that people have seen it and now they wanted to either do more with their their spouse or their significant other or their family member, or in this case, they got married and they went and stayed. Our videos does not do it justice. I don't think our videos ever, you just can't, just 'cause it's such a beautiful place. But just to know that somebody saw our videos, they were encouraged, and that they went and had their own experience. That's what I really want. That's what we really want is, we want people to go have their own experience and just present, some options or some ideas. And just to know that there's people out there that their relationships are getting better, and that they're having these experiences. That means the most to me. Because more than anything, we're having our time, but we want you guys to know that there are these places, in our area. And so the Connor was definitely one of my favorite spots.
Well, yeah. And Cooper actually has my next question right there. Hi, Corey. What is the destination that you would really want to visit and film for your channel?
Like, there's so many. For you?
Yeah, I'd say something. We'd like to go somewhere tropical, somewhere hot, somewhere tropical. Renae hasn't felt tropical water yet. We'd like to go do that. But I don't know. There's just so many. There's so many different wonderful places that we'd love to go. And as our our channel grows, and as our life, as we develop in life, we'll be able to travel more and more. So I don't know, Africa. let's go to Africa.
Big game safari. I'm in. Oh, that would be so awesome. Oh goodness.
Yeah, we want to go to. Cooper, we want to go to your farm, man. That's what we want to do. We want to come to Cooper's Amputee Lifestyles farm.
Hey, I'm in for that one too. I've never been there either. Oh goodness. And here's a serious question. What is it like being so public on YouTube and setting an example for others? Is there pros and cons?
Yeah. So Renae is actually, she said she's gonna go ahead and she's gonna type her response right now. So guys, make sure you guys watch the chat, and I'll just give my feedback. So I'm gonna read it again. What is it like being so public on YouTube, where you are setting an example for others? I don't really think it's any different than regular life as far as setting an example. And truthfully, I've never really even thought of myself as being the example. I'm just I'm very real. We're very real people. We have our flaws, and honestly, I never even thought about that as being that. Hey, Sam, you're an example of the world. I've never thought about that. Now that you present that, it's kind of a strange idea, because all I know is that we're having a good time, and we'd like to share our good time with you, and and if you have, maybe encourage others. In fact, in a lot of ways, just being human. I don't even know if I'd even consider myself an example, or that I should be somebody's example in life. I've definitely had my struggles, and I still am growing as a person. But being public on YouTube and sharing with others, it's been enjoyable. We don't share everything. We do have our moments. We just put out what we want to put out. And sometimes there might be a couple weeks where there's no videos. But it has been really rewarding. Just like being here with you guys. And the encouragement that our people have reached out saying, "Wow, Sam, you really brought me out of a dark place," and I'm just wow, being just regular people, and like that we are, and then having that type of feedback, it's absolutely amazing. And I just want to give God the glory, to if anybody sees anything beautiful in us, It's love, and God is pure love. So let's point to God being the example, and we're just trying our best to emulate and learn how to love one another and love the world. So I never considered myself an example, because if you follow me, you might get in trouble.
But you're teaching people how to be good humans. That's the main thing.
Yeah, and truthfully, we're learning how to be good humans along the way. So I definitely don't have the answers, but I'm open to sharing my experience. If somebody can, better their life, through our experience, then that's great.
And sometimes it takes a second opinion or second set of eyes to even help you find what. But yeah, to answer for Renae, she says being public can be scary, but I always want to set a good example no matter what I do. There you go. And encourage others to have fun and enjoy life. That right there, no matter if you're on YouTube or not, people, somebody's always looking at you.
Absolutely.
You might not think their people notice, but they notice you. They notice what you do, what you say. And that is, you're always an example for somebody, whether you know it or not. So,
that's true. It doesn't matter where we're at, whether we're on YouTube or in the street, someone, we're both parents, so, we've been met, with the fact that, we have people looking up to us, no matter where we are and what we're doing. We both, accept our parenting or responsibilities, and we both take that very serious. And, in a lot of ways, for me personally, I'm not going to speak on her, but, being a parent has really helped me to, mature and really have more self-examination. I'm always, having self-examination, on myself, trying to figure out ways to do better, whether here on YouTube or just in my everyday life. To me, it is important. The everyday life, the mundane, and how you do things, to me, is the most important. It doesn't matter, what image you put out here on YouTube. Your everyday life is, really what makes you.
I've got this little saying, and I wonder if it's ever happened to you all or anybody else in the chat. It's once you become a parent, like you said, things change. Have you ever opened your mouth? Hang on, there we go. Are we back yet? All right,
we're back.
I'm glitching. Sorry, guys.
Did you just see the
but
yeah. Okay, we're back.
Okay. But being a parent, it's like, you said it changes you. Have anybody ever opened your mouth to say something and all of a sudden your parent falls out? You're telling your kid the same thing that your parents told you. And you're like, what did I just say?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. All the time. Yeah, I've caught myself. Arthur, you need to stop that. He goes, don't do that. Stop running around. He looks at me like, why? Well, I said, well, because that's what my dad told me. So now I'm telling you. Yeah, all the time it happens.
You become a parent when you open your mouth and your parent falls out.
Yes.
So, I'm trying to go over some of these real quick because keeping an eye on the time too. And like, well,
like you have time already, Angie. By the way, what time is it where you live?
Over here, it is 10:54 p.m.
Okay, that's not too bad. Yeah, this is not
too bad.
No, it's not too bad. Yeah, actually, we're up and partying right now. Usually, we're in bed by like 8:30.
Usually 8:30 after like in bed asleep.
Yeah, I have a nasty habit of waking up early. So this is party night right now.
Yeah. So you was talking earlier. One of my questions was, what was your favorite? What would be your favorite journey? But you all were talking about you all want to sell around the world. That is awesome. That is just an awesome thought.
Yeah, and the whole thought with that, for me personally, there's so many places that I want to go. That I want to see. I'll never be able to make enough money to buy the plane tickets. And if you travel in that way, in fact, in my community, I know lots of people that have done it. Everywhere you go, your home is with you, and when you go into it, you don't have to do it fast. You go from port to port to port. And then when you get into a certain port, now, especially with all these, electric bikes and different things, you can really spend time in different places and, and go and explore, So for me, it's not like, oh, I want to, go around the world. It's, I want to see the people and see the things, and, and there's just so much to see. And I just think that, that's probably, the best for me. That's the best way to get the best bang for my buck, would be to travel in that way.
That's what makes me
and getting
excited
to learn
about it.
different
Is the parts
cultures.
that we get to go to different islands. We can stop wherever we want to stop. Just to be able to talk to new people. People in all these different islands and all these different places. I think that would be so awesome, and just to explore all these new places. It's just really cool.
Yeah. Okay, now as far as your channel together, okay, what do you see for the future of it? You're still going down the same path of different, are you going to be doing more natures together, more towns? What do you all see?
All
Anything
that.
special?
all of that. All the above. We're neither of us are master editors. We're learning how to present film and present things. So this is, I don't know, it's just kind of like, yeah. Well, to answer your, I'm sorry, I was going on a different direction, but yeah, to answer your question, it's all the above. Nature, just little restaurants, stores, towns,
Coffee.
Coffee. She loves coffee. She loves coffee. Coffee shops. So we got a lot of, as we progress in skills and organization, eventually, we'll probably get to the point where we are having at least one video a week, something put out. So yeah, we're just we're very much in the infancy, both on this channel and also my channel, or which is our channel, I guess. On our channels, we're learning and we're growing and developing. But yeah, a lot of travel. Just things to do as a couple, whether it's ice skating or I don't know, or whatever. Yeah, whatever. And that's something I really appreciate about it is, the channel is, as long as we're together and experiencing it together, the channel is very free flowing. We can go in different directions, different types of adventures. And so, so we'll see where it goes.
Yeah. Now, do you all in the harbor there where you're at, on the boats, do they do the decorations for the Christmas or,
oh, yeah.
And all that stuff?
Yeah.
So
they do Christmas. Yes.
So maybe one short clip, maybe you guys sitting on the boat enjoying all the Christmas lights. That's something I've always wanted to see. I just, I think that's amazing. So, yeah.
Or maybe maybe we should do it just for you then, Angie, and
we'll make a special video just for you.
Yeah, we're gonna release it, but know that it's for you. Because here in the harbor, they decorate, and then also they have a boat parade, and so I think last year there was like 30 or 40 boats that went by just over here. We can sit on the deck and watch them. We do have so we can get some camera shots of that, some drone shots, and then maybe walk around and just enjoy the Christmas festivities. That's a great idea. That's a great idea. Thanks, Angie.
See, you got film right there. You got content and don't even have to leave your house.
They are using my generator to power the Christmas lights. Oh, Kevin. So those of you guys who don't know, Kevin of the Nomok Experience, he was actually here in the harbor a couple weeks ago, and he had his van broken into when he was visiting me, and somebody smashed and grabbed and took his generator. So that's what he's referring to as his stolen generator. Somebody down here.
If you see a new boat, an old boat with new lights, go get the generator back. So, do you have anything that you want to ask of me or anybody in the chat? Because Kevin's in there.
No. I'd like to. You've been at. I got a few questions for you, and I'm just as we're getting to know each other.
No.
Yeah, that's your time. You're in the hot seat. No, I got. In fact, we wrote down. We got about 20 questions for you that we wrote down, and no,
Oh
and
no,
I'm
no.
just playing, man. But I am curious, so you had mentioned, this, with the social anxiety, has doing this, has this helped? I mean, have you kind of had the same experience that I did? The more you do this, the more comfortable you get.
Yeah, it does. It gives me, um, like I said today in the doctor's office, just for example, I'm actually, you're confined, and I don't like being
Yeah.
confined, and so I was apprehensive and stuff being there, and I got Renae's text, and first shot is about the show. Not that my son's here at the doctor's going over his, glucose levels or whatever, he's at the diabetic doctor. And it gave me a distraction from being anxious,
Yeah.
you know? And so, I was able to concentrate on him and we're trying to get his A1C has been out of whack, and we're trying to get it all under control. You're constantly worrying about your kid, no matter how old they get. And
Absolutely.
so, but it gave me the distraction to where I didn't get scared. I didn't get nervous of being in public. So actually, me and my son are thinking about doing a little trip tomorrow, just spend time together, um, because that's something we used to do. But since the anxiety got worse, I've literally stepped off my porch and broke out in tears just because I was off my porch and I couldn't handle it. It's been that bad. But the channel gives me a reason. Seeing the world through a creator's eyes is a lot different than blindly going through it just to get through it.
Yeah.
And so that's what's done the big change.
I think this, I think this YouTube thing as a whole, in a lot of ways, it's become, for many people, it's become like their family or their sense of community. There's people, such as myself and others that, are somewhat, socially awkward, or people that are even, further along, where they just don't want to leave their houses. This is really, given people the opportunity to connect with different communities, like the one that you created. And the fact of the matter, this is community. There's so many people here that, that appreciate you and appreciate what you're doing. It's just living in this time. There's a lot of, wild things going on, a lot of, things that aren't good. But I definitely have to say, the community that, that is able to be created here in YouTube has been such a beautiful thing. And I really do appreciate, what you're doing, as well as, many others, by creating a community. You create a safe place. As I'm watching, the chat go by, there's so many people here, that I recognize and that I know. For me personally, being part of, YouTube community, I didn't realize that there were so many people that care. So many people that care. I mean, you're here, we're talking. I wouldn't have met you if this wasn't a thing. So I'm grateful for all the communities out here, and I think what you're doing is a beautiful thing. You said that in some ways that you were encouraged by us, but I don't know. I'm kind of encouraged by you. And I'm encouraged by other people. This is, I don't know. I'm kind of a socially awkward weirdo, but here, I'm welcome and I'm accepted. It's just
it's a requirement here.
Yeah, good. Well, we fit in then. We fit in, and it's great. But so I do have one more question. What got you into having your channel? What was your mindset? And I'm curious. Just tell me about the creation of Angie Hay Family Adventures, and how did this even come about?
Okay, if I can do this without crying.
No,
because I'm a tough girl. I don't cry,
No, I cry all the time. So it's cool. We can all cry.
It's been about 2 years ago now. I was working out back with Rick, and we were laying concrete.
Rick, no. Rick is your husband, right?
Yes, Rick is my husband,
Okay.
right? And we, um, I'm sorry, I got distracted. Um,
That's
we
okay.
were out there laying concrete, and it was in the summertime, but we had waited till the sun had went down. We were in the shade. I even had a big fan on me, and I just started sweating. And I'm like, okay, I'm having, something to do with the heat here. So I come in to get my temperature down. I couldn't get it down. I'm like, okay, I'm having a heat stroke. Something's not right. So I couldn't get my temperature down. And I called an ambulance. And by the time they got here, I was in the middle of a massive heart attack. And they're like, honey, we got it. I said, what do you mean a massive heart attack? I'm fine. I feel fine. I just can't get my temperature down. And they're like, no, I said, how massive? And they're like, we're talking health net. We got to fly you out of here. It's been too long anyway. And I remember being on the helicopter, them flying me out, and I'm still arguing with them. I'm fine, dude, but I'm setting up in the helicopter because, hey, this little country girl's never been up in a helicopter before. And I'm up looking around thinking, this is so cool, and I'm trying to land navigate. I'm looking for the river and the roads and all of a sudden the nurse says, honey, we got to lay you back. We're going to have to intubate you. And I'm like, I've seen enough TV shows to know that they're wanting to protect my airways for some reason. And the next thing I remember is I could feel jolts they had to start shocking my heart. And that quick, I had died on them. And I was like, didn't know anything about it till 2 days later. And they told me that again in the heart cath lab that I died on them again. They were going to do, bypass or whatever, but they didn't have time. They had to go in and put stents in. They said that they had to put a defibrillator or whatever on the outside to keep my heart beating long enough to put the stents in. The left main aorta, the left main artery was 100% blocked. The widowmaker was 99% blocked. And he said, girl, you would have not, he said, I don't see how you survived it. They told my husband, even after the surgery, that it was between me and God because they've never seen anybody really survive something that drastic. And 2 days later, I woke up and said, I'm wanting out of here. And that doctor's like, no, you're not. That was a Tuesday evening. They put me in a step-down unit Wednesday. And I said, I'm going home tomorrow. And they're like, no, you'll be here for a few days. I said, no, I won't. And I came home on Thursday, and I got to thinking when I was down in Florida after my support animal, and had passed and all this stuff. And I was in that dark place and I'm thinking, why did I even survive? But my biggest things was, if I had not have made it, do all the people that are important to me, do they know that? Do they know how much I love them? Does my son know, what memories have I left for him? And so the one thing I did do is point out I'd go to special people that I grew up around here and stuff and let them know how much they meant to me.
Yeah.
And because I wanted them to know that if something did happen, they heard it from me, And then I decided to start videotaping some of the things that I do, so that later on my son, hopefully one of these days I'll have grandkids, but they can look back and say, grandma used to do that, or look how stupid grandma was. But it's living memories that I wanted to pass on, because I realized tomorrow's never promised. And we have to choose what legacy we want to leave behind.
Yeah.
So
that's amazing. God definitely has a purpose for you. I mean, just wow. And I'm grateful that you're here, and I'm grateful that you're doing this. As far as having the memories, I can totally relate to that. My YouTube channel was actually originally created so that I could have memories with my kids. I wasn't concerned about being a YouTube YouTuber. I wasn't concerned about making money. I didn't even know that was a thing. I just wanted to have some fun videos that my kids and family could look back on and they, oh yeah, that was a cool moment, you know. So I can totally relate, you know, to you on that. And I'm glad that you're here, and that's wild. I mean, yeah, but yeah, but coming from a lady that, you know, got taught how to swim by dolphins, I'm not surprised that God has a purpose for you. So
Yeah.
here you are.
My next big adventure, I want to go alligator hunting. I mean,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
is,
Oh, that's cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
I almost caught one time. We was out on a boat, and my dad was afraid I was going to get hurt, so he moved the boat so I couldn't catch it. But it was not that big, so
yeah. So I when I was down in the Florida Everglades, I did one of those little swamp boats, and similar to you, and they said do not put your hands, you know, outside of the boat, which I respected. And but had I been there, my own canoe and my own boat, and if I saw that little tiny alligator, I would have reached in and snatched it up. But as we were there watching the alligator, the mother came up, and the baby was resting right on its nose. So had I grabbed that baby, Mama would have got me real quick. So I'm
yeah,
glad.
you always got to take your paddle,
Yeah.
and feel around.
Okay.
You know?
Okay. She knows what she's doing already. So we need to. We might have to go alligator hunting with you.
Yeah, and I want to get with Angela somewhere up the creek up over here, because now she can throw a cast net.
Yeah,
Now,
there
if
you
I
go.
had a cast net, I could catch them baby gators. You know.
Yeah. Way cool.
But yeah, I mean, I'm just, you know, it's like somebody's like, "Have you got a death wish?" No, I've got a living wish. I want to feel alive. You know, I want to experience things. No, I don't want to get hurt, but you know, you never know what I'm going to be doing. I was riding a motorcycle at the age of 6 by myself.
Yeah.
I'm talking a 125 Yamaha.
That's
I'm
pretty big.
talking, you know, hit the hills and go, you know. Later, I learned to ride a bicycle when I got bored, you know. So, but yeah, so does anybody in chat have any other questions? Because we have gone over, but I just so enjoy talking with these guys.
Real quick, so I saw in chat the most awesome scuba diver that I personally know. Actually just came into chat. He goes under by the name of Seawolf. That's Brent. So if you guys get a chance, make sure you check out. There he is, Seawolf. Dude is absolutely amazing. When Kyler and we did our trip down to Tijuana on our van trip, we stopped and met up with him. And you know, a lot of his dive experiences and things that he's done, it just blows my mind. So as far as dive channels that I really like to watch and divers that I met personally, he's definitely one of my favorites. So good to see you here, man.
Yeah, so if one of my moderators want to go grab that link and drop that, I am thinking, I know I watched somebody on that trip that you all had done, and there was somebody on there, and I had subscribed to a few of them.
This guy is legit. I mean, he's diving with great white sharks. He actually has a video when they were diving and a hawk somehow or another got into the water and it was drowning. He actually goes and rescues the hawk and gets it to safety. He's just a really spectacular channel with beautiful views and more than that, he's a good dude. He's a real dude, So you might come off a little rough to some, but he is a great dude with a good heart. I can definitely vouch for his character, and I'm just like if anybody is interested in getting to know a real good dude, make sure you check him out. And also, I see Ray here is Van Life Rocks. That was another person that we were wanting to meet up with, but our timing just didn't quite line up. So I'm hoping to see you or get to meet you sometime here, Ray.
Yeah, I try to wait till Ray's not around to say this, but he's pretty good dude.
Yeah,
he's pretty good.
He's all right.
So
he's good dude.
Yeah, I have been blessed with this awesome family that I say that Kevin has created, but no, we all we all created. He didn't set down no rules. He didn't, nothing like that. We've all come together. And even on his Discord, I know sometimes at 3:00 in the morning, I can just pick it up and say, hi, anybody here? And there's somebody there that will listen, and stuff.
The
So
simple community. It's wonderful.
yeah, it really is. So I invite any of yous that don't know somebody here in the chat. They're in this chat for the same reason. They're people like us. They understand and they encourage and support. So get to know each other. And like I said, grow your family. If not, dinner around the table can get pretty boring sometimes.
So Tracy Oceanfire 777 says, "Is this
guys,
the 6 degrees of Nomok?" Yes, I think it is, Tracy.
Yeah. And isn't it funny how one, self-proclaimed dork can bring family together like this,
Yeah.
I remember the first time come up there, he stole Renee's phone when you all were doing a live and takes off running, and I'm thinking, Lord, boy, if she gets a hold of you, she's going to whip you. So, but yeah, I am going to let you guys get off of here. I want to thank everybody. What's that? Dad might need upgrade from Player of the Week trophy to an MVP trophy.
Oh, he's making a reference. He thinks that because earlier today he and I did a live. So he and I did a live earlier today, and now I'm doing a live here. And then tomorrow there might be another live over on my channel. So we have some things in the works.
Hey, Kyler, you know how to hit me up in Discord, son. Well, we can always keep you right on top of that track there. So yeah, Kyler's a great kid. Congratulations on that, Sam.
Thank you.
He's awesome. So
yeah, I think we will keep him.
Think you'll keep? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, he's a keeper.
Yeah. If you get mad at him, just kind of like loosen the valve a little bit on his tank or something, This is coming from a girl that told her husband, "I've got a backhoe. Be good."
Yeah.
I'll bury you and nobody will know it.
Uh-oh. We're pulling for you.
So it's been 20. So I think I'll keep him on now. So, but anyway, guys, if nobody in chat has any more questions, I'm going to let them get off of here and spend the rest of their evening together and just enjoying their time together, and let Renae rest that voice. I'm so sorry to do this, but I am so glad that you are taking it like a champ and hanging in there with us.
I'm glad.
Yeah, thanks, Angie. Thanks for putting us. Thanks for putting up with us, because we first kind of talked about this here a few months ago, and then life happened, and thank you for your patience with us. And it was a pleasure being on with you. I really appreciated doing this. This was fun. This is a really fun activity, for us. And real quick, if you guys haven't checked out our channel, make sure that you guys do. And it's just, and I'll have to say, personally, doing the channel has brought us closer together, because we now have this activity, this project that we do together. It's not just go on our dates, but then after the date, then we can go and do the edit and figure out, so it's really brought us closer together. And I do encourage other couples, or other families or friends, or whatever, get out and explore, explore together, explore with your loved ones, and just enjoy the togetherness in the moment, and just make sure you guys create your own create your own memories and have your own exploration togetherness. So more than anything, we together want to encourage others to get out and just experience life in their area, and what it has to offer. and I appreciate, you bringing us on. This has been fun. It's been great. And thank you, Renae, for, pushing through with her voice, not really being there. And thank you guys, for being a part of this, being a part of the family. It's really been nice.
Yeah, I thank everybody in chat for being here, because without the supporters, we're nothing. I mean, and Sam and Renae, thank you guys so much for what you do in here for me tonight, but what you do in general. Like I said, teaching people to be better humans, and the world nowadays especially needs that. And always being encouraging, uplifting, and supportive like you are. I thank you guys so much. And I'd say that on behalf of everybody in the chat. We all love you, Sam. You know that. And Renae, we just think you're awesome. But I do have one more question I'm going to throw out there.
Yes.
You can answer if you want, don't have to or whatever, but think about it. Is there a PayPal or somehow that your family can use to help support you if they want? I won't say support. No, let's not use that word. Encourage you with gifts. In church, we always call them love offerings, and kind of makes it hard to turn it down that way.
Yeah, we can call it Renee's coffee fund. Let's just be honest with ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a PayPal. I haven't put it out on anything.
You want to type it in? So you don't remember your PayPal?
Well, you could always, if you wanted to, put it on your about page, and we can always pick it up. That's the first thing I check. I go over, and if you'd have had it, I would have had it ready to drop in the chat for you, because that's the way we can, share the love. And
thank you for thinking of us in that way. Appreciate that.
Because I can't get out there and go sailing with the sharks, but hey, if I got $5 or $10, maybe I'll help the man that can.
Yeah, thank you.
So, but I'm going to let everybody get off here. I know I've said it 100 times tonight, but I love yous. I love each and every one of yous. Remember, guys, your adventure awaits. You just get out there, find yours, make your memories, and love each other. That's it. I love you guys so much, and we will talk again soon. Bye.